Indikirire ni ngatho cia mwanya mwiroreri wa kiheotv nigukorwo kinyitana ithuĩ ũmũthĩ tarĩki 21 naguo mweri ni wa Kanyua Hungu ngikunyita ũgeni thĩinĩ wa kĩo gabiru Thaa Mugwanja ni njĩtagwo Irimũ wa Wanjiru tukorwo tũgĩteithania ũmemerekio na mũndũ gwĩtwo Wambui wa Gaku ariwe mũtwathĩrĩri na njĩra ya ciĩko. Tukwambia na riboti ya kuma kũrĩa Elgeyo Marakwet kũrĩa thutha wa mũtino wa ituĩka rĩa ndoro kũhanĩka na gũtiga hathara nene kũrĩa andũ marakuire na ngĩmĩrĩ yao ndĩrĩronekana mwena wa Chesongoch. Rĩu meharĩria ma mathiko ni mambĩrĩirie kũrĩ family itiganĩte thutha wa thibitarĩ wa kũiga mĩĩrĩ wa Moi Teaching Referral kũmĩrekereria mĩĩrĩ 6 yakorirwo kĩo nĩ family ciao mũthenya wa kana.
Changa hili imekuwa ni ngumu sana na imekuwa maneno mazito katika jamii yetu. Kupoteza zaidi ya watu 8 kwa familia moja ni nzito zaidi. Hao watu 8 watu wazima ni watu 6 na watoto 2 katika jamii yetu.
In-laws, from the side of my in-laws, tumepoteza mama, tumepoteza daktari brother-in-law na tumepoteza grandmother na watu wengi. Watu wote ambao tumewapoteza wako na ukoo kwa njia moja ama nyingine because wanatoka the same location. Na mpaka wakati huu imekuwa ni piko kubwa sana, ni mchanga ambao hatujai shuhudia. Labda kwa miaka ingine tunasikia tu kama historia, lakini hii tumeiona kwa macho, na mpaka umbali huu tunashukuru kwa upande wa serikali kiasi, wamefanya kazi nzuri kutibu watu walio the survivors na kusaidia watu mpaka mahali kama hapa.
By the multi-agency team led by the disaster team by Colonel Samoei and the rest of the teams, Red Cross and the rest are still doing some good work, including the NYS and the community members. We have young youth who have been doing a wonderful job during the search program. I know initially everyone was traumatized, the community, the leaders, and our first priority was to take the injured to the hospital. Our first priority was to try and do the search mission, and probably we might have slightly had an oversight on the psychosocial support, but we have had huge, tremendous support from the county team, national team, and even Baptist Church and the Catholic Church. They have been there throughout. Even the Baptist Church has been there the whole week. Baptist Nairobi have been there the whole week offering psychosocial support.
Na tugithina mbere mabũrũri ma Afrika ni mambĩrĩirie kũhĩmbĩria mũtambo wa AI, umwe wamo ari Kenya na ningĩ Saudi Arabia ni maigithĩtie ciringi bilioni 1.6 cia AI na teknolojĩ no yũkĩte kũhũthia mwĩkĩre wa maũndũ, kuona ona gũkũ bũrũri-inĩ Ministry ya Gĩthomo ni yambĩrĩirie gũthomithia arutani a STEM ũhũthĩri wa AI kũhũthia mĩhang'o ya oro mũthenya mathukuru-inĩ.
Refugees are not really asking for special treatment, they're just asking for an opportunity.
When I look at it from that perspective, the only things the Saudi government is trying to do is to make sure that they position themselves strategically to export AI. They don't want to be in a situation where they are going to have dependency on the tech provider or have dependency on parties outside of their jurisdiction. Come to Africa, I tend to feel that we should have a similar intention collectively as Africa. So nothing stops us to also make that sort of assessment, be very intentional about it, so that we can answer the question, are we going to consume AI? And if at all we are then going to consume AI, where exactly are we wanting to consume this AI infrastructure from?
When we're building, we need to think who's using it, how are they going to use it? Maybe involve them in our building, yeah, so that we have a higher adoption rate. But this is something that I think you guys will continue talking about in your sessions, in the different sessions, to figure out why do we have low adoption rates in our organization. Of course, there's resistance because I'm used to this system. See, technology is not for technology's sake. Technology is supposed to respond to business objectives.
If you're talking about $600 million being invested by 600 billion being invested by Saudi Arabia, that's a lot of money. And anybody investing that kind of money deserves to have reports or whatever, presented in a format that serves their requirements, because they are investing to solve their own KPIs. They're not investing to solve our own KPIs. So if what typically happens is that we in developing countries, let me put it that way, enjoy some benefits from technology that's developed to meet other people's requirements. Our context in Africa is very different. The reason, I think, was Frank that mentioned that some organization somewhere in Asia decommissioned their AI platform because it was more expensive. Because it was more expensive than hiring people to
na makiria ma ahuri biashara ngiri 35 ni maremetwo kuriha magoti kuri ruho na kuria ruhonge rwa KEBS rukiugite watho wa magoti ni ugukorwo ukirorwo niguo kunyitirira ahuri biashara anini na ruhonge rwa kurora wagiriru wa indo rukiugite ni rugukorwo muharini wa mbere hari gutigirira ahuri biashara ni makorwo magithondeka indo nginyaniru niguo gwithemania na guoko kwa watho.
We should revise these rates that the manufacturers are paying so that we look into the welfare of everyone that pays standards levy from Mambogas all the way to the big industries. So for example, under the new levy order, the lower limit is a revenue of up to 5 million Kenya shillings. So if we are making a revenue up to 5 million shillings per year, you are exempt from paying standards levy to Kenya Bureau of Standards. And this is a good thing which we didn't have under the old standards levy order 1990. And as a result of this, up to over 35,000 businesses will going to benefit from this exemption. On the other hand, the upper limit is up to 4 million shillings, which was revised upwards from 400,000 per year to 4 million shillings. And therefore now the rate is at 0.2% of your annual revenue above 5 million, up to a maximum of 4 million shillings levy payment to KEBS.
Consumer protection is critical for Kenya Bureau of Standards. So KEBS has invested heavily in terms of equipment, in the laboratories and infrastructure, and it's expanding its infrastructure to cover many regions and many counties in this country. And this is in an effort to ensure that all consumers are protected from substandard products or products that would ordinarily harm people. And at the same time, we ensure that products that are being imported into our country also are safe and we can be able to guarantee the safety of those products to our citizens.
The logo that is SM mark. The SM mark has SM and then the permit number. You said that to 20023. For instance, if it is water, the code, the logo will have SM hash and then the permit number. That you send to 20023.
na namba ya andu aria marenda kweherio ritwa-ini ria athami na gukorwo makiheo ibandi cia Kenya ikinyire 200,000 na namba ino kurekana o gwakia iria thi na mbere na kuongerereka. Kenya ihete makiria ma athami 80,600 wikaro aria maumite mabururi-ini mangi kumana na uhaguku wa ugitiri na ngahiha ta Somalia, DR Congo, South Sudan na Ethiopia, na gukiumana na okwaga kuheo marua guku bururi-ini o marakiuga ni gutumite mage gucangira hari ukuria wa bururi.
Refugees are not really asking for special treatment. They're just asking for an opportunity to take part in the growth of the economy and to basically support their families. So this is a space that most refugees do not have sufficient and the documents required to access services. Could be in delays in how these documents are given to them, and also generally inclusion in national systems, basically the ones which are more or less like on service provision. Understanding other challenges that refugees go through are academics, transiting especially from secondary school to universities, because we need there are special requirements like documents, even fees. We have they are not able to access like help, which is accessed by Kenyans themselves. And then with the funding gap, we don't have so much attention given to academics.
Our challenge comes like our children, they were born in Kenya, they went to school in Kenya, and they were able to even share the same assistance that the government were giving to the government schools. But after graduation, they don't have that opportunity of getting job. So the same woman who has been suffering raising this child is the one who is supposed to still to take the care of this child. We came together as refugee women in Nairobi to be able to unpack our skills, what we are doing, so that we can be able to raise some money to be able to upkeep our family.
Right now, our universities are full of graduates who are refugees. We have seen what is happening in Sudan, we have seen what is happening in DRC Congo, and we have seen what has been happening of late in Sudan, in Darfur area. Now, Kenya is a host to over 860,000 refugees. Out of that, we have those who are in the camps, and we have those who are in urban areas. One of the key policies that the government of Kenya is supposed to do is to integrate these refugees with the host community.
Nigatho riboti ĩyo ĩgatwĩkanya gũkorwo tũgĩkiria nĩ tũracokereria twambe tũhiũke matuka-inĩ.
Ino ni station ya Kiheo TV, kihumo kia witikiriku.
Ukitaka mali safi kuja Kemuma, CCTV utapata Kemuma, ulika mwizi electric fence utapata Kemuma, automatic gate utapata Kemuma, fire system, alarm system, fingerprint hapa, automatic gate, mali safi, kila kitu ya security ni Kemuma. Tumetambulika Kenya nzima Kemuma. Twende nalo Kemuma, njoo na mi twende Kemuma. Vitu ni fresh, mali yote fresh, hapana deal na mtumba, kila kitu ni fresh. Ukitaka mali safi, njoo na mi twende Kemuma engineering system. Wa security tuko fiti, hatuna competition, wanajua tuko fiti. Suka
Kemuma Engineering Systems. We mind your security.
Guru wa Jewel Institute of Advanced Driving toekaine ni kuruta matereva a gikiro kia iguru mari na uigiririki munene barabara-ini. Jewel Institute of Advanced Driving turutanaga utereva wa ikiro ciothe. Class A ni utereva wa fikifiki na tuk-tuk, Class B utereva wa gari nini, Class C utereva wa marori na Class D ni utereva wa gari cia ukui wa muigi. Urutani witu wa utereva ni wa kurumanirira na mutaratara mweru wa NTSA na warikia kothi tugaguteithiriria kwigira na smart driving license. Ni undu wa uhoro makiria ndukamairirie gutucerera wa oficini citoro Esambu nyumba-ini ya Jewel Complex gorova ya gatano barabara-ini nene ya Thika Super Highway kurigania na TRM. Kana tuhurire thimu kugerera 0703 164 003 0703 164 003. Jewel Institute of Advanced Driving, drive with confidence.
Ni wiharirie kuoya ikinya mbere hari kiria wiriragiria guthoma ndugathinike ringi riu kuona Jewel Technical College mari haha ni undu waku tuthomithagia kothi itiganite ta journalism and media studies niguo memerekia, hospitality management niguo rugi, cosmetology and beauty therapy ni maundu mege maingi no thaka, ICT, electrics and electronic engineering, healthcare and caregiving na makiria moguo ni turi na thiomi cia nanja nicio Korean language o hamwe na German. Tucherere Jewel Complex gorofa ya gatandatu kurigania na TRM. No tuhurire thimu namba kifugo mugwanja kifugo imwe githatu kifugo 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 mugwanja imwe niyo 0701 300 071 kana no tucherere rurenda-ini rwitu ni ruo jewelcollege.ac.ke. Jewel Technical College, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Mwangaza wa Neno FM, shesheni ya redio iria ikurehagira umemerekia muthuranire o muthenya wa mwambiririo kinyagia gatano. Tabarira cihotanire kwambiriria rucini kinya hwaini thaa 11 kinyagia thaa 4 cia rucini. Nyitanagira na Esther wa Mathenge the Kingdom Lady theinie wa Githima rucini thaa 4 nginya thaa 8 kanyitane na Wanjiko wa Kinyanjui Kanyaka Ndeto theinie wa tabarira ya riũa rĩa wega. Thaa 8 nginya thaa 10 kanyitanira na Celestine Waka the Favored One theinie wa tabarira ya Shangwe. Igikinyiria thaa 10 ukaingira kiberereki theinie wa tabarira ya Ngwatanĩro na Kamau wa Waithira KW mugaterevana kinyagia thaa 2 cia utuku na kwambiriria thaa 2 kinyagia thaa 5 cia utuku ukanyitanira na Susan Wangoro the Women Rep theinie wa tabarira ya ikumbi ria Kigosho.
Ngatho ni guthii na mbere na gutwikara ikuhi anyitite mi sector-ini ya utegi wa thamaki ni maruguritie mubango wa miaka 5 niguo gutigirira kuri na ugitiri iria-ini makiria kuri ategi a thamaki. Mubango uyu oho ni wa gutigirira nyamu iria iria-ini ire na ugitiri wa kuigana na niguo kugirire citigakwe kumana na uthukangia wa iria. Na ategi a thamaki makoragwo magithi iria-ini ugitira thamaki we kana kumatha uboco wao wa o muthenya magitanya ati wona matega thamaki ni magucoka na ugima wa mwiri no mothe makaringa ihiga thutha wao gukwira iria-ini.
Utafiti unaonyesha kwamba 1% ya kati ya wavuvi wanaoenda baharini hupoteza maisha yao kwa sababu ya mambo ya bahari ikiwa imeharibika kwa mawimbi makuu. Wengine pia huenda huko wakawa wagonjwa na pengine hawajaenda na madaktari wa kutosha ama wameenda bila madaktari. County government ya Mombasa inashughulika na wavuvi na wao na Beach Management Unit. Tunafanya kazi pamoja na Coast Guard ambao pia wao ndio ambao wanashughulika na bahari ya beyond 30 nautical miles. Sisi wetu ni wavuvi ambao wameenda katika hizi shows za ambayo ni karibu. So tunafanya kazi na Kenya Navy na Coast Guard kuhakikisha kwamba usalama katika hizo high seas wavuvi wako salama.
Now we have a strategic plan and we have a training guide that will help us continue with this mission, because the fishers' safety, the fishers' welfare is very important to us. The dignity of the human person is key for us, and that is our calling, and that's why we want to ensure that every fisher who leaves home going to fish returns home happy to his family and community. The fishers will be trained and will have reduced the deaths. At the moment they are at 1%. Can we go to minus some percent?
Kushirikisha watu wengi, hasa vijana uvuvi, kina mama uvuvi. In Lake Victoria we have pros and cons. Deter our fishing, which is water hyacinth, hippos and crocodiles. But due to the coordination and the proper management excelling in Lake Victoria, we have a good chance to coordinate with the officers responsible.
Atikiri ondoge no mirigo yakwa guoha ngiumire uguo ni ngatho ni undu wa unyitaniri waku gututegera nginya matu na gutwihokera mathaa maku, na ningi ni ngatho kuri jeshi yakwa ya nguvu iria atigira mohoro mani maukinyira na njira igwete ngetika wirimo wa Wanjiru mutwathiri na njira ciko au mawabui wagaku yanameraho ihwiro ni ndathimi cia Ngai thina mbe na gucagura Kiheo TV.